Rising and welcome to I Am Kendall Gomez, my YouTube channel. I am Kendall Gomez. Welcome with the morning horoscopes and the trending topics. Grand Rising, everyone. I hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. And it's Monday. Fun day Monday. Ooh, girl. Oh, so much. Michael B. Jordan, congratulations on your award along with everyone else. But you know my opinion as being black, I wouldn't participate in any of those functions. And not to say that the people that are doing it are not great. They're all great. But I wouldn't be in those circles only because they don't want us there. And the more we push ourselves towards there, the more they're going to be resistant. And speaking of resistant, before I start these horoscopes, who shops at Target? Who is going to Target? I went to Target the other week. I ain't gonna lie. They said the Target is still boycotted. But do we follow every... Good morning, Chrissy Jones. Do we follow every boycott? Because you might have to go by there. Like, is it so? How does that happen? If you only have a Target to go to get what you need. Well, anyway, guys, that's left up to each individual, because right now we shouldn't be concentrating on DEI. We should be concentrating on black crimes with our young teenagers. That's what we should be doing. We should be boycotting these gangs. We should be boycotting black on black crime. That's what we should be boycotting. We concentrating on the wrong thing. Our neighborhoods are riddled with these young men with no fathers, and they come, into the world with all of these situations and these, yes, they come into, like a young adult with trauma. They live from trauma. That's how they thrive because they think, they know what love is when they've never had any guidance. When they get guidance from someone that puts them in a horrible situation. A grown man putting these young kids in horrible situations. So that's what we should be boycotting to build our communities. But people don't see it. We're concentrating on things that really don't make sense. Not to shop at Target. What about our neighborhoods boycotting, these gangs and stuff, right? Putting them to work to protect our neighborhoods instead of, taking each other out of here, right? And having, some sort of mental health therapy for these young men, and mentors for these young men, without the next person saying they know better. Because that seems to be a big thing too. Somebody will see somebody else doing something that they never started and say, you got to do it like that. I would curse on here, but I can't curse. But tell them to shut up. All right, we're going to start these morning horoscopes. So you know my opinion on Target now. Now that you know, we should be concentrating on things that are more effective for our community to make our community stronger. And with that, I am Kendall Gomez, and welcome to my morning horoscopes. And without any further ado, we're going to start these morning horoscopes. And I always start off with my sign, Cancer, because they told me to put myself first. So that's what I'm doing right now. And guys, make sure that you subscribe to my channel. All right, so Cancer, all you want is to be happy, to have your cozy corner, your 4 loved ones that make you feel like you are home and, you have some money. I had fun last night anyway with someone that I grew up with. We had so much fun last night. Yeah. But anyway, we're going to talk about that later. I'm supposed to see her today, which is a family friend. And her son used to be my best friend. So we're going to see each other. And she's fabulous. She's like Saks Fifth Avenue, Neiman Marcus. She's that type of, woman. But anyway, so, and she's a Cancer. Time to get wise with your finances. Time to engage with your work like it really matters. Time to stop discounting yourself in every regard. Time to stop second guessing your worth, your prices, and your skill set. And I thought about that because somebody asked me about hair this weekend, but I know they had, someone pass away untimely. Well, their great grandmother passed and she wanted me to do hair. And I didn't know what to charge her because it felt funny, and I'm not in a salon. And it's one of those things, and I don't know how to charge. Yeah, it was one of those things, but I do know my worth, and I'm in a different set in my life, in a building point. So, but anyway, as we move on, if you've been thinking of something, it is time to get it off the ground. Yeah, I have. Divorce, divorce, divorce. Continue on with what you are working on, but also have the courage to let your stalled airplane take flight. Wear those outfits saved for a special day, because it's time for you to start creating those days every day. If I could get my stuff out of storage. All right. So, cosmic tip: clear your thoughts, clear your wardrobe, and clear your life, which I have. I removed myself from every situation that doesn't serve its purpose to me, and that I don't possibly serve a purpose. I was so glad to talk to Janice last night, and we talked for hours because I've known her since I was a kid. And her and my mom used to hang out or whatever, and they were like really close, and I was close to her son way before my mother and her, Janet, got close. But I was very close to Israel, and Israel passed, and we are all still. Israel was younger than me, and he owned cell phone towers in Florida, Hollywood, Florida. And he went to school to be an engineer, and I miss Israel. Israel was that was my little brother. But anyway, guys, God bless Israel, R.I.P., and more strength and more power to his mom, Janet, because that's my girl. We were on the phone. I stayed up late because that was the best conversation ever, right? And if y'all know me, I don't stay up late, but this was worth staying up late. And like I said, we're going to meet each other today. It's somebody's birthday. We're going to have fun, whatever, whatever. And that's what's up. But anyway, okay, for Aries, phew, make your life a walking meditation. And good luck and God bless. All right, Taurus, take your blindfolds off and see the situation for what it is. And Grand Rising. And my niece is an Aries. I love her. Anyway, Gemini, your angels want you to remember who you are. Don't let nobody dictate who you are. People will do that and try to keep you in a box. Forget all of that. Okay, so Leo, you are on the Rainbow Bridge where you are walking towards your path ahead. The Rainbow Bridge. What? You coming out the closet? I'm just asking for a friend. Or how does that resonate with you? I'm just asking. The Rainbow Bridge? Okay. Better wording the next time, Vogue. Better wording. All right, Virgo. Choose your focal points and keep them aligned with counting your blessings. And yes, Libra, you are protected and safe. You are. Scorpio, Grand Rising. You own your oxygen mask before you try to save others. So wear your own oxygen mask before you try to save others. Save yourself. And that's what I kind of had to remember. Like, I am more important. Oh, I love the ocean sounds. Do you guys like the ocean sounds? I love the ocean. I love the water. YouTube just asked me a question. All right, Sagittarius, go within and create your plans and then emerge to take steps forward. Capricorn, receive the love you are receiving, knowing that everything is as it should be. And Aquarius, lead with your heart this week. Do you have one? No, let me stop. Do you have a heart? Pisces, the only constant change is the only constant is change. And it may be time to usher in a refresher once again. Because life is forever so changing and grand rising. Girl, there's so much going on. Oh, Lord. So what do y'all think? Okay, so, oh God. About not going to Target. Like, Pastor Jamal Bryant initiated a 40-day Target fast, and the protest over the retailers reduced diversity, equity, and inclusion (DEI) initiatives. He recently declared it was the end of his fast, claiming victory on his demands, but it caused confusions. And do you think that we're overdoing it now? Do you think like we're holding each other accountable for going shopping? But why don't we hold each other accountable for what we do to one another as black people? Where does that fervor come from when it comes to, like, the people that don't really, you don't see very much, but they need help? Or there's somebody that's the unpopular that may need that help. What about them? Protecting our people, victims of, domestic violence, victims of these heinous crimes from these young men. Like, why don't we go into those neighborhoods when it's black on black crime? When a woman is, we'll go somewhere and beat on one, gather up on one person. But what if it's a series of our own people? Where is the fervor for that? And I'm just asking for a friend. We have opinions on everything else, but anything to get into the solution and stay into the solution. Hi, Grand Rising, Michael. And to stay in the solution, how was your weekend? I hope you had a very good weekend this weekend. And, so my thing is, it's not about Target. It's about our neighborhoods. It's about the things that we need to stop doing. Boycott TV, film, and sports. Like, we're doing too much. That's a smaller scale to for me and my, outlook on this. Target, y'all really want to continue? This is that's the biggest thing you got, and that we have. No, we have black on black crimes in our neighborhoods. We have so many bigger things than Target. I'm going to Target because what y'all need to do is all use complainers and people saying that DEI, black on black crime with these young boys and these, these gang members and stuff like that that need some more guidance. Let's get out there and work on that. That's what we need to be concentrating on. But anyway, guys, to save our young people. That's what it's about. To give our young people love, to give them guidance. And some of the, I ain't gonna lie, they need to bring back schooling. They really do, because some of these kids need to be taught lessons. And they need a strong man figure, which each neighborhood should have a male figure that everyone goes to, you know? Yeah, you're saying what? But that's an idea. But that's where people will come in and try to infiltrate a dream. And I said what I said, and I meant what I said. Our neighborhoods are riddled with these older men telling these younger boys what to do. And we have a lot of black on black crime. So that's what I'm talking about. You said what and you're laughing, but there's nothing funny about that. Let me see who you are. Because, you shouldn't even be. That's horrible that you said what. And you're not even really like, we're not doing that because that's ignorance. I'm going to remove you. I don't even want you in my shit. And I'm going to just say it. Because I don't like people coming in with all that craziness and I'm on the subject and topic and somebody's like, what? Anything is possible. If you can go do something to the next person and plan that out, somebody from your culture, that means you can unplan something and replace that with something positive. Smile instead of eyeballing your brother. How you doing today, brother? Like that. Sis, how you doing? Friend, how you doing? I'm talking about being kind to your neighbor. But we don't know, like a lot of people are traumatized. And that person that said what probably has a lot of trauma and never been loved. And it's unfortunate because when we try to replace the things that need to be replaced, we have, the ignorance. And don't take ignorance as a curse word. Ignorance means you just don't know. And that person did not know. But what they will not do is disrespect my platform. Good morning, Ronnie Ward. And guys, can you make sure that you should subscribe to my channel? I would like to get to my 500 subscribers by, let's see, by June. I would love to get to my 500 subscribers by June. I am on Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm usually on video, not audio, but it's just been a very long, restful, fun, adventurous weekend. And it was a close off yesterday, and we got to talk about some of this stuff too, because see, I like to talk and make sense, right? And we were making a lot of sense. One thing Miss Mills said was that we need a reset button in our neighborhoods. We need to move around carefully. You on these dating apps, you need to really consider and take notes and see where this is headed, because you can run into a brick wall. Like those type of things we were talking about last night. We talked about so much. We talked about, the restaurants that are around here, the high-end restaurants, because she's a high-end woman. So we talked about restaurants, and we're meeting in one of them today. I don't know which one, but that's where we will be today. And I'm excited because I haven't seen her in a number of years, and it's been great. And she's been very supportive of, my transition out of my marriage. And she's known me since I've been, little kid, and she just wants the best for me, and I love her so much. And like I said, her best friend, her son used to be my best friend. And even when he passed, before he passed, we had a bond that we used to talk. And he treated me no other way. And he was a straight young man, and he never treated me any other way. And that's why I love my Israel. But anyway, guys, and my dad loved Israel too. Oh, he did. He loved Israel. Israel was a cute kid. But anyway, guys, I'm so grateful for you guys. And I'm going to see you guys on my next video. Until then,